cost management in. So in various sectors, first sector is agricultural sector that we had already studied. Then we have to study about information technology sector, power sector, automobile sector, healthcare sector, and hospitality and educational sector. Basically, these are the service sectors. These are the service sectors, and how we are going to manage the cost of this service sector. Because though these are the service sector, it has wonderful contribution into our economy or into GDP. That's why we need to improve the services of this service sector, and we have to maintain this cost accordingly. Getting this? So in the last lecture we were discussing about the agricultural sector. We have seen that up to 8%, up to 8% contribution into GDP is by agricultural sector. And if you see the dependency of agricultural sector is out of total population, about 50 to 60% population is depends upon this agricultural sector. Means what? This agricultural sector is providing huge employment to India. Getting this? But the contribution to GDP is not satisfactory. Contribution by agricultural sector to the GDP is not that much satisfactory. That's why there is need to improve this agricultural income, as well as we have to replace the traditional crop pattern, and we have to cultivate, or we have to manufacture, or we have to cultivate such a products which will give more income. We have to we have to motivate to the farmers to cultivate such products which will give higher income, which we have to motivate to the farmers who will produce export oriented products, due to which foreign exchange will be generated through this. Getting this? So we have seen since last so many years economic condition of farmer, or the economic condition of this agriculture is not good. There are so many factors. Getting this? So first one is the rain, second one is the market, because this is agricultural market is not organized market. Agricultural market is not organized market, it is unorganized market. That's why those who are the farmers, they don't know, what kind of risk is there in cultivation of particular crops, and what kind of market analysis they can't understand. That's why the situation is very much uncertain. That's why agricultural sector is facing lot many problems. That's why it is now a role of government to provide some subsidies, some schemes to the agricultural sector, to the farmers, due to which they will do this agricultural business with pride. That is important. So in the last lecture we had discussed about the overview of agricultural sector. 1 minute. Overview of agricultural sector. Then we have seen that though the economic situation of agricultural sector is not good, but as compared to other nation, it's good. If individually, if it is not good for India, not so satisfactory for India, but if you compare with other countries, it's good. Okay. Now there are so many risks associated with agricultural business. The risks are related to value chain analysis, then pre-harvesting risk and post-harvesting risk. And these risks are not manageable. Rain is not manageable, wind is not manageable, flood is not manageable. Getting this? So some uncontrollable risks are there. That's why farmers are going into the loss. Okay. So as a farmers, we need to, what we need to do, we need to go ahead, and we have to take certain steps, and we have to take certain initiatives to suffer from the, to not to suffer from the losses. Okay. After that, we had seen the current scenario of this agricultural sector. Then we have seen that how these other sectors are also depends on agricultural sector, because for example, agricultural sector requires fertilizers, chemicals, pesticides, tractors, soil cultivators, harvesters, then harrowers, combine sowing, and irrigation equipment. So these are the another industries which depends upon agricultural. If there is no growth of agricultural industry, then there is no growth of this kind of service providers in the provider industries as well. Okay, because the economy of these service provider industries depends upon the economy of agricultural sector. So if we boost agricultural sector, automatically this industry can also survive. So these are the industries which provides inputs to the agricultural sector. In the same manner, so agricultural sector can also provide input as a finished goods as an input to certain agri-based industries, for example food processing industry, cotton industry, sugarcane industry, and all uh, uh, some other agricultural based industries are also there. So if the economic condition, if the growth of agricultural industry is not good, means what, this agri-based industry can also, like the cotton industry, textile industry, wine industry, or sugarcane industry, they can also face the problem. Okay, so this was the current scenario. Now what is happening, so here to support to the agricultural sectors, so what we are doing, we are as a government, we are also setting some policies. So one of the most important policy is minimum support price. Minimum support price means what, final price of few products will be decided by the government in advance. So there are around 24 products whose price will be decided every year before the start of the particular season. So at that time, what will happen? So farmers will get an idea that which crop I should cultivate and which crop I should not cultivate. Because as a farmer, as a cultivator, I know the what is the cost of production to me. Getting this? So by setting this minimum support price, I can understand whether I will get any kind of income by paying my expenses, by paying my cost. If it is there, then I will decide to manufacture this cost. Otherwise, I will go for next crop, next pattern of crop where I should get higher income. So minimum support prices is the one of the policy decided by the government to support to the farmers and to not to face by the not to face the loss. That's why this minimum support price is available there. Okay, so on the basis of this, farmer will decide what to produce and what not to produce. That also we had studied in the last lecture. The second one was the farmers producer organization. Farmers producer organization means what? Now to keep away from the losses, now we are motivating, or the government is also motivating to the farmers to start their own establishment unit. That is the farmers producer organization. Means what? These group of people will come together. They will decide which product they should produce. Getting this? And they will help with each other for borrowing up the raw material, for borrowing up any kind of services, financial assistance, and selling the product into the market. They will work as an union and they will help to each other. Due to which what will happen, the cost of manufacturing will be less, because we are placing the, as a farmer producer organization, we are placing the orders of raw material in bulk, as well as a finished goods. We will sell these finished goods into bulk to the factories where my margin will be more. So here we are motivating to the farmers to produce in the bulk, to manufacture in the bulk, so that you will get the revenue. So where cost of production will be less, and due to having in the groups, automatically your bargaining power increases. So you will get the raw material or the inputs with minimum cost, as well as you can sell your product at the maximum prices. So this is one way. That is farmers producer organization, that also we had studied in the last lecture. Okay, Next, which are the activities which will be conducted through farmers producers organization? First one is the procurement of input. Means what? Bringing the raw material required to your production, required for cultivation of the land and crops. Second one is the disseminating the market information. So being a groups, we can prepare the groups on WhatsApps, on mobiles, or we can prepare various associations so that whatever is the updates of this market related to number of units, volume, demand and supply rate. So this we can share among each other. Then due to having farmers producer organization, we can share the technology, we can bring the innovations into our products as well. So we can get the varieties of seeds, we can get the new technology, we can adapt the technology, as well as we can find innovations into this because we are in groups. As well as here, farmers can be work as a guarantor for other farmers at the time of taking the loans from the banks. As well as aggregation of storage of the products. Means what? Here what I will do here, I can as a group, I can get opportunity to store my product long time till there is the market, that there is the demand to the market. जब तक market में demand नहीं है तब तक हम लोग क्या करेंगे? As a farmer, as a producers organization, we will store this product at some cold house or storehouse, and we will wait for market. Then it gives the some of the primary processing like drying, cleaning, grading. ये जो activities है वो हम लोग एक साथ करेंगे, एक दूसरे का help हो सकती है so that we can save the cost. Then this farmers producer organization also help us to prepare the brand, to make the packaging, to make the attractive labeling, and standardization is also will also help through the farmers producers organization. Then it also helps for the quality control because you can also use some of the inspection tools, some of the quality tools due to which I can control the quality, I can make the control on the quality, and I can produce better quality products. As well as due to farmers producer organization, we can also get some institutional buyers, big like Reliance Industries, Reliance Retail. Then demand, we can place the order, we can give the order directly, they can place the orders to us, and where the middleman will be reduced so that I will get the more amount of profit. Then commodity exchange that we can also do, and we can also produce the export oriented products. So these are the various areas. This is the scope for various areas due to which I can improve my business, I can improve my economic conditions. Then in the last lecture also we had discussed about the challenges in agricultural sector. So this is the family farming or the traditional pattern. Traditional pattern of farming is also affect here. So here as of now, farmer is not motivating and farmer is not finding such crops where he will get the huge income. So they are doing the traditional crop pattern like sugarcane, like soybean, like cotton, getting this. So they are not moving towards the such products which will give more income. So this is one of the challenge because the why they are doing the traditional business. There are some of the infrastructural is not available. Let us take an example of, for example, one Vidarbha or Marathwada, where cotton industries are there, where rainfall is very less. That's why they have to prepare, they have to cultivate such kind of cotton or soybean industries or soybean crops because due to non-availability of irrigation system, non-availability of infrastructure, non-availability of, for example, roads. This may be this may be an issue, so that they are again doing these traditional outputs or traditional crops. That is also there. Then even they don't know the methodology, how to produce new technological new crops or how to adapt the new technology. This is also problem. So these are the various challenges in agricultural sector. Now let us start with the agricultural reforms and Indian farm laws 2020. Now to boost this agricultural economy, government has prepared certain rules, government has prepared certain reforms. And they have also prepared some of the Indian farm laws by central government, which are still now on hold. Now see, more than half of the Indian population know only one trade farming. One trade farming means what? Every year they are cultivating similar kind of goods and services. Okay, and they are not they are not getting the access of entire market. So they are selling their products, they are selling their goods at a local market where they will get very less margin. This is the issue. Now, if the farmer is not so strong, India may not sustain for long to feed the 1.4 billion people. अगर farmers उतने strong नहीं रहेंगे तो क्या हो जाएगा? They will not able to feed to these 1.4 billion people. That's why, as India, we understood that we need to create certain reforms to survive to the farmers. So the government has announced lots of support measures for the farmers to ensure that he should carry the farming business with matter of pride and comfort. Is what here what right now what is happening? Nobody is daring, nobody is showing daring to go and to do the farming, because the farming business is very much uncertain. इस साल को अपना फायदा हो जाएगा, लेकिन अगले 2 साल लॉस में जाएगा. दिस इज द सिचुएशन. Getting this? That's why nobody is going to take this risk of farming business. That's why the step is taken by the government, that is the agricultural reforms and Indian Farm Laws 2020. They have implemented, they have just launched this. So government of India took several steps for this, for its sustainable development. Sustainable development means what? Farmers should not suffer the loss every year. That's why if the farmer is suffering the loss, at that time there should be certain kinds of subsidies or certain kinds of incentives or certain kinds of insurance against the crops should be there. Getting this? तो insurance होना चाहिए, subsidies होना चाहिए, या कुछ ऐसे incentives होना चाहिए, due to which farmer will get motivated to the agricultural activities. That's why some reform has been implemented, as well as they have also given the facilities of to check the farm for fertility, as well as soil health care cards. Through this, farmer can check the fertility of the land, and by checking the fertility, he will decide which crop is suitable to this plant, which crop is suitable to this farm, and or which this farm is suitable to which crop. Okay, accordingly, they will choose the particular pattern of crop system. To provide improved access to irrigation and enhance water efficiency use through Pradhan Mantri Gram Sinchai Yojana. So these are the various schemes launched by the central government as well as state government. So through this, farmer can get the benefits of this irrigation system. Farmers can launch the irrigation system in the farm so that they can face the problem of water. Then next is the here government is also supporting for organic farming through Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana. So here government is also motivating to the farmers to produce the organic foods. So automatically what is going to happen? There is no damage of soil due through this organic farming. So automatically farmers' yield will increase. So these are the agricultural reforms. Then to support for the creation of unified national agricultural market. Now farmers should not depend on only local market where margin is very less. We are giving the available agricultural national market. Now we are motivating to the farmers to sell their product into across the globe, to export their goods and services, export their goods, so that they will get the higher margin. So government is also motivating to the farmers to cultivate or to manufacture the export oriented goods and services. And for it, Government is also giving these subsidies. To save the farmers, number of measures were announced, such as rupees 3,000 crore additional emergency working capital is made available through the NABARD. NABARD is National Board for Agriculture and Rural Development, who will give the loan, will provide the capital to the farmers in rural area only, not for urban area. So about 30,000 crore additional emergency working capital is there with NABARD. So just farmer has to approach to the banks, and NABARD will provide these facilities of working capital. Second, 2 lakh crore credit boost to 2 crore farmers under Kisan credit card scheme is also available to the farmers. So through this Kisan credit card, they can take the loan without guarantee. Without guarantee loan is available to the farmers through this Kisan credit card schemes. Next is the 1 lakh crore agri infrastructural fund, higher MSP for the host of the cost. MSP यानी maximum selling price for the host crops. So ये decide किया है कि infrastructural funds are also there, as well as maximum selling price वो भी fix किया है. Minimum support price is also fixed over there. The next one is the rupees 10,000 crore for micro food enterprises. It is also in the form of loan which is available for the farmers, and number of relief measures for animal, dairy, fishery, horticulture and sericulture products. They are also providing some number of reliefs or subsidies, or some of the insurance, or some of the in the form of some of the benefits we are providing over here. So these are the agricultural reforms right now. So we have seen under agricultural reforms, first one is the supportive measures. Uske baad several steps we have taken, that is related to soil fertility, irrigation system, then organic farming. Then next one is that through the NABARD's various capital schemes are available. Kisan credit card is also available. Agricultural fund is there. Then minimum support price is also there, decided by the government, as well as micro food enterprises capital is also available, and incentives to the animal dairy, animal husbandry, dairy industries, fisheries, horticulture and sericulture products. There are some of the subsidies and incentives are there. Okay. Now, what is the scope of strategic cost management in agricultural sector? So first one is the development of farmers producers organization. So if we motivate to the farmers to establish farmers producers organization, that time what will happen? They can, as a farmer producer organization, being in a group, they will try to achieve the break even point. Because farmers are in a group, at least they will not suffer the loss. At least they should earn how much they have invested. So this is the benefit of strategic farmers producer organization. So by using the strategic cost management, we can use the break-even analysis, and we will decide which crop I should cultivate and which crop I should not cultivate. I should find such a product, such crop pattern where at least I should get break-even point. Break-even point means what? No profit, no loss. At least I should be not in loss. Okay. As well as the structure of FPO, that is the farmers producers organization, incurring certain fixed costs such as office rent, staff salaries, audit expenses, secretarial expenses and admin expenses. These expenses we will do in common. ये जो expenses है हम लोग commonly share करेंगे. Loss हम लोग commonly share करेंगे, profit भी हम लोग commonly share करेंगे, so that by establishing of this farmers producers organization, what we can do, we can improve our margin, we can increase our margin, because we increase our negotiation power, we will place the order in bulk and we will sell the orders in the bulk as well, so that we can get this negotiation power. So this is the first activity of farmers producers management, organization management. Okay. Second is the financial services. So how strategic cost management is implemented in the financial services? Like here, as a farmer, to take the loan from various banks, I need to prepare the project reports. I need to prepare the project reports. On the basis of these project reports, banks and financial institutions will decide whether to take, whether to give, or whether to sanction the loan or not. So if we use the strategic cost management while preparing, if we make the careful analysis of cost, and if we put this cost in this project report, so that farmers will try to show that how I will be in a profit. क्योंकि अगर कोई भी लोन लेना है तो परफॉर्मेंस अप्राइजल होता है, अप्राइजल ऑफ प्रोजेक्ट मींस व्हाट, नेक्स्ट 5 साल का प्लान मुझे एक्सप्लेन करना पड़ता है, व्हाट इज माय कैश इनफ्लो एंड व्हाट इज माय कैश आउटफ्लो. So if I use this strategic cost management effectively, then I will more focus on cash inflow rather than cash outflow. And I will convince to the bankers and financial institutions that how I will improve my business. Okay. Next one is that assessment of credit worthiness. So strategic cost management will also help to increase or to improve or to find out the credit worthiness of the farmers. Credit, why there is the need of credit worthiness? Because credit worthiness shows the credit capacity of the farmers, and accordingly suppliers will provide this credit to the farmers. Okay. Next is the credit risk mapping and management. Credit risk mapping means what? You are going to map the credit risk. कितना credit risk, market का कितना credit risk है, कौन से product का कितना credit risk है, कौन से product का selling price कितना है, cost of production कितना है, मेरा margin कितना, ये सारा चीजें हम लोग strategic cost management से calculate करके choose देखेंगे कि whether we are comfortable with this product or whether we are comfortable with this crop or not. देन एग्री रिसोर्स मैपिंग, अगर ये पर्टिकुलर अगर ग्रेप्स का अगर क्रॉप लिया तो मेरे पास कौन से रिसोर्सेस है और कौन से रिसोर्स मेरे लिए नहीं है. गेटिंग दिस, ड्यू टू नॉन अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ दिस क्रॉप्स आई मे बी इन द लॉस. टू मैपिंग ऑफ एग्रीकल्चरल रिसोर्सेस, strategic cost management also help a lot. So this is the scope of strategic cost management in understanding the financial resources and financial services. Next one is the agricultural supply chain management. Agricultural supply chain management means what is the problem of agricultural, कि लोगों को कैसे बनाना, प्रोडक्ट कैसे बनाना, क्रॉप का कल्टीवेशन कैसे करना, फिनिश प्रोडक्ट्स कैसे बनाना, वो प्रोडक्ट में फार्मर्स एक्सपर्ट हैं. बट फार्मर्स आर नॉट एक्सपर्ट इन द एग्रीकल्चरल मार्केटिंग. कैसे बनाना वो अच्छे तरीके से बना सकते हैं फार्मर्स, लेकिन उसका मार्केटिंग उनको जमता नहीं है. दैट इज द प्रॉब्लम. दैट्स व्हाई फार्मर्स आर इन द लॉस. दे आर वेरी मच पुअर इन द सप्लाई चेन मैनेजमेंट. Getting this? That's why major portion of profit is going, or major portion of their profit is enjoyed by the middlemen and agents and dealers and these traders. जितना प्रॉफिट 5 महीने या 6 महीने एंगेज होके फार्मर्स को नहीं मिलता है, उससे ज्यादा प्रॉफिट ये डीलर को, ये ट्रेडर को, ये मिडलमैन एजेंट को या दलाल को मिलता है. गेटिंग दिस? बिकॉज farmer is weak in advertisement, farmer is weak in the supply chain management, farmer is weak into advertisement and marketing of the products, because it is impossible to them, because they are individual, they are not in group. That's why they are facing these problems. If they produce the farmers producers organizations, then automatically what will happen, they will make the combined advertisement through the various channels, and they can face the problem of financial capitalization. ये problem overcome हो सकता है, but they have to do this. So supply chain management जो है, this supply chain management is very poor in case of farming. That's why these traders, dealers, then marketers, they are taking the advantage and they are earning more than the farmers. That's why we have to implement the strategic supply chain management over here, so that I can save the transportation cost, I can save the delivery cost, I can save the agency cost, I can save marketing cost as well. Getting this? So that there is the union in the in this marketing industry. So as an farmer, I need to break this union, and I have to make the advertisement of my product my own basis or through the farmers producers organization. So here strategic cost management is important. Then inventory management, because see, due to the lack of capital, due to the lack of finance, what is happening, farmer is not managing their inventory very efficiently, very smooth. That's why due to mismanagement of inventory, means what, जब चाहे मुझे raw material time पे नहीं मिलता है, for example, if I require urea or any pesticides, this will be not available with me. I can't borrow this, I can't procure this because shortage of my capital. पैसा नहीं, इसलिए फार्मर को कोई उधार माल नहीं देता है. सो अगर टाइम जाने के बाद उसको उसके पास पैसा आता है और फिर वो यूरिया यानी पेस्टिसाइड अगर उनके क्रॉप पे डालता है तो क्या हो जाएगा, उसका उतना असर नहीं होगा. दैट इज द प्रॉब्लम, because the mismanagement of inventory is also affecting on the profitability of the farmers. That's why farmers has to make the estimation of the future, कौन से डेट को क्या मुझे लगने वाला है. So accordingly, अगर उसको लगने वाला है तो मार्केट में उसका शॉर्टेज भी हो सकता है. Due to the shortage of the inventory in the market, they can also not get the product of raw material or any kind of service on time, so that there is the loss. So properly inventory management होना चाहिए. For example, जून में मुझे बारिश होने वाली है, तो जून में मुझे क्रॉप्स का सीड्स लेने के लिए, यूरिया लेने के लिए, पेस्टिसाइड्स लेने के लिए मेरे पास में पैसा होना चाहिए. So I should have to make the provision of this money. What kind of inventory is required to cultivate the farm? I should know the list of this inventory. I should know what is the time delivery of this inventory, and what are the sources by which I can get available this inventory. That I should have to manage. Okay. So here also you can take the benefit of strategic cost management in inventory management. कितने का ऑर्डर देते हैं, एक का दिया तो कितना कॉस्ट आती है, दो का दिया तो कितना, 10 का ऑर्डर दिया तो कितना कॉस्ट आती है. So here farmer has to use this strategic cost management. Then capacity building. Capacity building means what? Food capacity. कितना हम लोग excess बना सकते हैं. If I produce more at that time, is there a storage capacity? Is there a market demand? Getting this? Then how much is my capacity to manufacture or to cultivate the crop? But out of this capacity, how much capacity I'm using? Whether I'm doing this crop cultivation with 50% capacity, 60% capacity, or 100% capacity. So to use this capacity building, I need to understand my resources which are available to me, and post-harvesting activities and pre-harvesting activities that I need to study. So these are the areas of strategic cost management in farming agricultural sector. So first one is that SCM is utilized in the FPO management, then financial services management, agricultural and supply chain management, inventory management, and capacity building. So this is about the strategic cost management. So we have just studied these strategic cost management to be implemented in the agricultural sector. Okay. Now let us go for strategic cost management into information technology sector. Again, this is the service industry. Okay. Agricultural sector, then in IT sector, these are the service industry. Now IT sector yani information technology sector, where how can I manage this cost in information technology sector. Now information technology sector means what? This is again one kind of service. अभी देखिए information technology service. Means what? It is a knowledge based industry. What we are doing, we are providing such kind of services. We are providing information technology services. Information technology services means what? It may be a services of IT industries as well as IT enabled services. IT enabled services means what? Some of the online business, then e-commerce industries, or the computers with the help of internet, where the use of internet is there. And by using internet, by using the computers, by using the laptops, we are providing services. Getting this? We are going to create certain programs, some algorithm, some softwares. We are going to create some of the hardwares, and through this we are providing the services. That is something about information technology. Okay, now just let's see the overview of information technology sector first. What is the contribution of this IT sector into Indian economy? Because this IT sector is giving us a lot of foreign exchange, because this information technological products which we are producing in India, these we are majority we are exporting outside. Through this export of these goods and these services, India is getting huge foreign exchange, huge foreign currency. So see here, the in 20th century, 21st century is earmarked as the information technology driven, and India is at the center of global attraction, because India is a supplier of more number of information technological products. India is supplying the IT services and IT enabled services across the globe, through which India is generating much of revenue, much of foreign income or foreign currencies, and considered as a knowledge powerhouse. Information technology is called as a knowledge powerhouse because we are sharing the knowledge. We are selling the services of knowledge. So the IT industry covers which kind of industry? For example, IT services, information technology services, along with this IT enabled services, information technological enabled services, then e-commerce industries, that is online businesses, softwares and hardware products that we are selling through these IT industries. Information technology not only contributed to economic growth of the country, but also has made governance more competent and approachable. Due to the introduction of this information technology, manual systems has won out. Manual systems we have replaced, and through this information technology, through this computers, through this internet facilities, through this laptop facilities, we prepared our services self-automated. Getting this? So speed of each and every services or functioning of each and every department is increased due to this information technology. This information technology has also made a management and delivery of government services such as health services, educational information, then consumer rights and services more meritorious with enhancing transparency. So this is the role of information technologies. Due to the adoption of this information technologies, we have improved our efficiency. We are selling these services to across the globe. That's why we are getting huge foreign currency. Huge foreign currency. That's why it's necessary to understand the role of this IT sector into economy and how you're going to manage your cost so that you will generate more and more profit. Now, there are certain initiatives like Atmanirbhar Bharat initiative of the current government is bringing a big change in the IT sector. Atmanirbhar Bharat means what? We will self-dependent. So whatever hardwares and softwares required, whatever products required to our Indian customer, we will produce in our India, so that we will save our currency. So this is the initiatives of latest government, that is the Atmanirbhar Bharat. In Atmanirbhar, what is the objective? whatever is the requirement of services of our Indian, we will satisfy through our own services. We will not depend on any foreign services. That is the objective of Atmanirbhar Bharat. Then earlier hardware sector was somehow neglected. तो हम लोग क्या करते थे, अगर मुझे कोई भी हार्डवेयर लेना है तो आई शुड प्रोक्योर फ्रॉम यूएस, यूके और चाइना, जर्मनी. But now what we are doing, we are trying to build hardware into our own India. जैसे कि मुझे लैपटॉप चाहिए, कंप्यूटर चाहिए, डेस्कटॉप चाहिए या कोई पेन ड्राइव भी चाहिए, तो I should import this hardware system from across the globe. तो ये इंपोर्ट करने के लिए मेरा फॉरेन करेंसी जाता था, फॉरेन मनी जाता था, जो मैंने होल्ड किया है. अभी हम लोग आत्मनिर्भर भारत से क्या कर रहे हैं, वी आर सेविंग आवर कॉस्ट, that is the importing cost, import duty, as well as what we are doing, we are motivating to our Indian businessmen to start the manufacturing into our India only. कोई भी प्रोडक्ट हम लोग बाहर से इंपोर्ट नहीं करेंगे. If we produce the product into our own India, at that time transportation cost will be saved, import duty will be saved, as well as some of the channel cost will be also saved. तो इसलिए हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं, थ्रू दिस आत्मनिर्भर भारत वी आर फोकसिंग टू मैन्युफैक्चर दिस काइंड ऑफ हार्डवेयर इनटू आवर ओन इंडिया. वी विल बी नॉट डिपेंड ऑन एनी प्रोडक्ट विच शुड बी import from other countries, because to import any kind of products from other country, what is going to happen, we have to pay certain amount in the form of foreign currencies. तो मेरा जो फॉरेन करेंसी का जो स्टॉक है वो कम होता है. इसलिए वी आर डूइंग द एक्टिविटीज थ्रू आत्मनिर्भर भारत. एंड दिस आत्मनिर्भर भारत स्कीम इज आल्सो एप्लीकेबल टू इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी सेक्टर एज वेल. जैसे कि हम लोगों ने क्या किया है, टू सेव द डीजल एंड पेट्रोल प्राइसेस, वी आर मोटिवेटिंग फॉर सीएनजी प्रोड्यूसर्स as well as for electrical bikes or electrical vehicles. So that is one example of Atmanirbhar Bharat. So that if we use more and more CNG bikes or CNG vehicles and electric vehicles, automatically what will happen, our dependency of fuel on other countries automatically reduces. In the same way, we will use this concept of Atmanirbhar Bharat into IT sector as well. जो प्रोडक्ट, जो हार्डवेयर हम लोग बाहर से मंगवाते थे, वो हम लोग हमारे यहाँ पे मैन्युफैक्चरिंग करेंगे, या we will find some alternatives for this hardwares. Okay, so now the biggest step is to start manufacturing of integrated chips. Information technology में हम लोगों ने क्या किया, started manufacturing of integrated chip, जो ICs बोलते हैं वो, these are required in any kind of hardwares. Just Tata has taken the initiative under Atmanirbhar Bharat, and first manufacturing plant of integrated chips has set up in Tamil Nadu. Okay, so this is the one of the initiative to save the cost, to implement the strategic cost management in IT sector we have just adopted. Okay, now the current scenario क्या है देखिए, just go through this slide. What is the current scenario of information technology in India, so that we will take the initiative of strategic cost management. एक बार strategic cost management implement करने के लिए मुझे current scenario क्या है वो देखना पड़ेगा. So what is the current scenario? Just go through this slide. Just read this slide, you will understand the current scenario of information technology in India. Yes. Now see what we need to implement the strategic cost management in IT sector. So first thing is, it is very booming center. It is very booming sector. It contributes around 8% into the total GDP. Total GDP में 8% इतना contribution IT sector का है. If you see the number of population is up to 10 to 8% of Indian population is engaged with IT sector. लेकिन 8 to 10% population, less than 8 to 10% population, 8% GDP में contribute कर रहा है. This is very much remarkable. Earlier we have seen that 50% population is in agricultural sector and they are contributing only 12% or 8 to 10%. 50% population होके भी 8% दे रहा है और ये 8 to 10% होके भी 8% दे रहा है. It is very much remarkable for India. That's why we need to focus on this in information technology sector. तो टोटल इंडिया के जीडीपी में 8% कंट्रीब्यूशन इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी का है एंड दिस इज फार मोर एज कंपेयर टू अदर सेक्टर्स. बाकी सेक्टर से ये बहुत ज्यादा है बिकॉज नंबर ऑफ पीपल एंगेज इन दिस सेक्टर इज वेरी लेस. Now, due to this age of computers and development and advancement into information technology sector can push our India, it helps IT sector is helping to our India to convert डेवलपिंग इकोनॉमी टू डेवलप्ड इकोनॉमी. डेवलपिंग इकोनॉमी से डेवलप इकोनॉमी में कन्वर्शन करने के लिए आईटी सेक्टर बहुत रिमार्केबल काम करता है. नाउ ड्यू टू एड ऑफ दिस इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी वी आर जनरेटिंग सो मच ऑफ फॉरेन इनकम एंड वी आर जनरेटिंग ह्यूज इकोनॉमिक एम्प्लॉयमेंट सो दैट डेवलपिंग कंट्री से हमारा कन्वर्शन डेवलप्ड कंट्री में होने जा रहा है थ्रू दिस remarkable growth of this information technology. Second, due to this good performance of information technology sector, the contribution of GDP is more. Foreign exchange बहुत अच्छा मुझे मिल रहा है. Employment generation बहुत ये कर रहा है. So that dependency of India is decreasing. बहुत job employment हो रहा है, employment हो रहा है. उसके बाद we are getting foreign orders in the form of back offices or service BPOs and KPOs. So through this establishment of BPO and KPO, our Indian people are getting huge employment. By selling the services and by selling the providing the services and by selling the services to foreign country, we are getting huge foreign exchange. And country का GDP ही बढ़ रहा है. इसलिए information technology is one of the major area. उसके बाद क्या हो रहा है? It is the backbone of our economy. Now information technologies became backbone because huge resources are available. Human resources, skilled human resources required for information technological industry, it is available into India. And this is with minimum cost. Uski cost, if you compare the cost of labor or cost of these labor resources into China, US, as compared to India, it is very much more. तो इंडिया में उसका लेबर कॉस्ट बहुत कम है, इसलिए वी कैन सेव द मनी. एज वेल एज ड्यू टू द ग्रोथ इन आईटी सेक्टर हम लोग चाइना के एट पार जा रहे हैं. इकोनॉमी ऑफ वी आर जस्ट कॉम्पिटिंग द इकोनॉमी ऑफ चाइना. वी आर जस्ट कॉम्पिटिंग जीडीपी ऑफ चाइना एंड इकोनॉमी ऑफ चाइना. So this IT sector gave us scope to compete with the developed countries economy. डेवलप्ड कंट्री के इकोनॉमी से कॉम्पीट करने के लिए स्कोप मुझे मिल रहा है बिकॉज टू दिस इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी. क्या बेनिफिट है? पहला 8% जीडीपी है. डिपेंडेंसी बहुत कम लोग उसी बिजनेस में है लेकिन उसका कंट्रीब्यूशन बहुत ही ज्यादा है. उसके बाद डेवलपिंग इकोनॉमी से डेवलप्ड इकोनॉमी में कन्वर्ट होने के लिए इंडिया को उसका हेल्प बहुत ज्यादा है. इसी इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेट कर रहा है, फॉरेन एक्सचेंज जनरेट कर रहा है और ग्रॉस डोमेस्टिक प्रोडक्ट में उसका बहुत इफेक्ट होता है. उसके बाद आईटी इंडस्ट्री इज द बैकबोन ऑफ आवर इकोनॉमी. अभी वो बैकबोन हो गया है, मेजर प्रोपोर्शन हो गया है एंड दिस आईटी इंडस्ट्री इज गिविंग मिलियंस ऑफ जॉब्स. बहुत जॉब क्रिएशन हो रहा है और ड्यू टू दिस आईटी इंडस्ट्री नाउ वी आर गोइंग टू compete with developed country like China, US, UK and Germany. हम लोग अभी ये दिन आए हैं कि हम लोग हमारा इकोनॉमी उनके इकोनॉमी से कंपेयर करने तक हम पहुंच गए हैं. सो दिस इज द करंट सिनेरियो ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी. अभी देखिए व्हाट काइंड ऑफ कॉस्ट स्ट्रक्चर इज देयर इन इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी. इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी में कौन से कॉस्ट आते हैं? So an IT sector is divided into two operational area. एक होता है प्रोडक्शन और दूसरा होता है डेवलपमेंट. प्रोडक्शन जो होता है इट इज टिपिकली सब डिवाइडेड इनटू सपोर्ट एंड डेटा सेंटर. प्रोडक्शन जो डिपार्टमेंट होता है वो सपोर्ट एंड डेटा सेंटर. सपोर्ट यानी सपोर्टिंग सर्विस, सपोर्ट ऑफ सर्विसेज एंड सपोर्ट ऑफ डेटा. That is the one of the area. An IT organization may have either both areas or only one of them. So major of IT organization, they will only do the production or they will do for only development. दोनों में से एक इंडस्ट्री चलाते हैं और अगर मल्टीनेशनल कंपनी रहेगा तो दे कैन एंगेज विद बोथ द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. New specific applications for each business are developed in the development area. Development area क्या करता है कि specific applications बनाते हैं. Development area में हम लोग as per the need of customer we can prepare banking software, insurance software, dairy industry software, or financial software we can prepare through these applications or through development area. IT operational cost is divided into two components, that is current expenses and fixed expenses. Fixed assets. Now these costs are high value so that they have to be treated differently to achieve more accurate cost. ये जो expenses है, current expenses on development, current expenses on the applications, current expenses into data center, and what is my investment, what is my fixed investment, that I should have to understand. Now current expenses are those which are related to IT labor, structure and operation. ये जो expenses किसके हैं? लेबर के एक्सपेंसेस है, स्किल एम्प्लॉय के एक्सपेंसेस है, then whatever is the infrastructure and whatever is the operation cost, so this comes under current expenses. Now these costs are normally divided into cost center structure of the companies and effectively paid in the period under analysis. So these are the various cost center, and what I have to do, I have to segregate these expenses on the basis of cost center. Okay. Then fixed assets जो होते हैं, asset costs are typically consolidated in the same cost center. उसका cost कितना है? We will divide all the expenses on the basis of cost center, और उसका cost center का expenses और उसके fixed expenses and variable expenses I can compare and I will list out. The cost are related to immobilization of IT asset and are not effectively spent in the period. Nevertheless, they must be considered for the management purpose. Okay. Now here, in case of IT industries, we will be utilizing the activity-based costing. So what is activity-based costing? We have seen in the previous chapter. Activity-based costing कैसे रन होता है ये हम लोगों ने last session में देखा है. Okay. Now, how you're going to utilize this activity-based costing to decide the cost of product or services? Now here, we are producing some of the product, we are producing some of the applications, some programs or some softwares, where total cost is calculated on the basis of total cost of production is calculated on the basis of space cost, power cost, cooling cost and operation cost. These are the various cost center which we have to identify in case of IT sector. पहला space. Space यानी physical place. उसकी कितने cost है? उसके बाद power which is required for running of the activity, power की cost, cooling cost and operation cost. So these are the various cost center. So we have to allocate this cost center on the basis of these 4-5 headings. Now each of these costs express the amount of correspondent resources consumed by the data center in the specific period of time. तो ये data center जो ये particular product development रहेगा, software development रहेगा, उसकी cost we will bifurcate on the basis of these 4 headings. Cost of space includes the cost of real estate necessary for data center, for power generation systems and auxiliary subsystems. Then cost of power delivery क्या है? देखिए, just see here what we are doing. We are just understanding space cost क्या होती है, power cost क्या होती है, cooling cost क्या होती है, and operation cost क्या होती है. Power delivery means what? It includes the air conditioning, battery backup, on-site power generation, then redundancy in both delivery as well as generation. Uski cost we will add under this power delivery cost. This is the one cost driver. Next cost driver is the cost of cooling. It is the cost of power consumed by the cooling resources, यानी AC और air conditioners. उसकी cost कितने हैं? उसके लिए अलग cost control है, cost center. Then next cost center is the cost of operation, which includes the personal cost, depreciation cost of equipment, software and licensing cost. ये सारी cost ये cost center, operation cost center के नीचे आती है. Now, however, there is the strong need for calculating the cost of each service or each product in order to measure the performance of IT department. Strategic cost management implement करते समय what you have to do? You have to find the exact cost and you have to find the exact list of activities. Okay, by understanding the various list of activities, we will find the cost drivers. हम लोग ये cost driver allocate करके find out करके हम लोग indirect cost we are going to allocate direct. So this is the benefit. See here, this is how we can prepare the cost sheet of infrastructure in information technology sector. अगर कोई भी इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी सर्विस रहेगा तो उसका कॉस्ट एलोकेशन इसके बेसिस पे होता है. कॉस्ट ऑफ स्पेस, कॉस्ट ऑफ पावर, कॉस्ट ऑफ कूलिंग, कॉस्ट ऑफ ऑपरेशन, कॉस्ट ऑफ सैलरी, देन purchase of new product, hardware, software, then some of the trainings given for the personnel or employees, then purchase of spare parts, equipments, programming. इसी तरीके से हम लोग cost maintain करते हैं and we have to maintain according. So whatever are the headings, these are the cost drivers. ये जो यहाँ पे जो headings है ये cost driver है. So and we are utilizing activity based costing where accuracy is more and exact cost allocation is possible. So we are doing this activity based costing in IT industries or IT sector. Okay, so students, we have finished our time, so let's stop here. Remaining part of this IT sector we will see tomorrow. Okay, so as of now what we have seen the challenges and growth in agricultural sector, then current scenario of information technology sector that we have seen, overview of information technology sector that we have seen, then various costs involved into the information technology sector. Then we have seen some of the cost drivers which will be utilized in under strategic cost management, that is space cost, power cost, cooling cost, operation cost, employee cost, then training cost. These are the various cost drivers that can utilize in the cost sheet. So remaining part of this we will see tomorrow. Thank you so much.